stop. This meeting is being recorded. What are the operators that are available? Like any programming language, here also the arithmetic, comparison, concatenation, logical operators are used. You know, arithmetic operators, I don't have to tell you, but the multiplication, those of you who have non-programming background, so you need to note it down here. The multiplication uses the star. So the value, right? If you want to take a product of two values, you need to use star here. 2 or 3 values, you need to star. You need to use star. Star is nothing but the multiplication, division, the forward slash, and exponentiation. If you want to exponentiate, you need to use the caret symbol here. And then these are the comparison operator, equal to and strictly equal to. Okay, strictly equal to. And if the column first name as a person by the name of Ion, so Ion is equal to Ion. It checks. Okay, if these two are matching, then it returns true. But in this case, it is double equal sign is used to check for strictly equal to. So true only when number equals 0 and false if blank. Okay. And supposing you have here 0 here, 0 is strictly equal to 0, then it returns true. Okay. And if it is 1 here, it returns blank. Okay. It is not returning false, it returns blank here. Okay. And greater than sign and less than sign, you can compare something like this. And next one is the logical operators in DAX. So what are the logical operators are available here? The double ampersand. Okay, and you need to use double ampersand. And or you need to use pipe symbol, 2 pipe symbol. And then the next one is in. For example, if you want to check this channel name has these 3 values in it. If this channel name has any one of these values, it will return true. Channel name is the column here. Yes. Yes, Sri. So channel name is the column here. In this column, if you have, for example, store and online, and you have something else, right? It will go and check if this column has these 3 values. If you want to select only the records that belongs to these 3 channels, you select only the record that relates to these 3 channels. Okay, and the next one is the R. So if you see the truth table, I guess you know the true and true will return true, and true and false will be false, and true or true is true. Okay, any one of the conditions should be true. Okay, in this case, this one is true, this condition, or false. In this case also it returns true. False or true is true. If any one of them is true is enough. Okay, and if false or false, returns false only. Both the conditions are false, hence it will return nothing, so which is nothing but the false here. This is what your logical operator. And then these are the logical functions that are available, the if condition, and then the if function, okay, and then the if error, and with if error and all, you can handle the errors. Error handling you can do with if error. And in already discussed, look here, this is a kind of situation you can use in, and not or switch. Switch is very much helpful. The switch is, you can C language and all, right? So here switch function is available. With the switch function, you can implement the nested if. Instead of writing if, else, if, else, if, right? So in that case of situation, switch is very much helpful. You can implement nested if with switch, and you don't have to write, use else if and all here, okay? And the true Boolean thing, and false, true, false. These are the kind of logical functions that are, sorry, not this one, up to this, if error, in, not, or a switch, okay? And then next one is the information functions. Is blank, is empty, is logical, is text, is non-text, and is even number, whether the column have even number or not. That also you can check it out here. So what I will do is I will quickly jump into the Power BI desktop, and I'll show you how we can use these things, okay? All these functions, the logical functions, and then the information functions. I just go to the Power BI desktop. Here already I loaded the data. In the interest of time, I just go directly here. And this is my data set. So in this data set, what I will do is I'm going to create a calculated column. I want to create a calculated column, but before that, I wanted to write some. I'll show you how you can use the information function, logical function. Okay, and here what I will do is I will be using the, we'll start using this if. Okay, how to use if. So what I will do is I will just go here and I'm going to create something like discount column, new column. I just click on it in the new column. I call this as a discount, okay, DISC. And here I'm going to use if condition. And as you can see the syntax here, logical test. And the first argument suppose you logical test and result if true, else if the test returns true, know what it should do, and else what it should do. Okay, that is what we can see it here. And what I do is here I just say we have the sales amount column available here. So this is my sales fact table. In this case, I'm going to select the sales amount. And if the sales amount is greater than 90, and if the sales amount less than 400, I'm going to define some kind of bucketing here, range. So in this case, what I do is I just give the sales amount into 0.03. I'm going to give 3%. For those people, sales amount falls anywhere between these two values. And then what I do is I'm going to use another if condition here, nested if. And here what I do is the sales amount is greater than or equal to 400. Less than 400, right? I used it previously, hence I'm going to use this one. 400, sorry, here the comma, and then, and the sales amount, in this case, I just give 0.04. If anything which is not falling in this range, then you can simply put the sales amount, something like that, okay? Okay, this is, we cannot do like this. I'll put something like 0 or something like that, okay? Here the logic is, if the sales amount is falling between these two ranges, for those records, you for those transactions, you give a 3% of discount. And for the sales amount is 400 and above, you give the 0.04. And rest of them you put 0. Okay, just like that. Okay, and I just press enter here. Let's see if this is correct. Condition is true. If this condition is true, what should do? Okay, it is working fine. Correct. And then the format, you can use something different here. Yes, Rashmi has a good question. When we have to come to next line, or we can write whole formula in one line. Whole formula, you can write it in one line, but that is not the best practice. The best practice is, write your code in such a way it should be readable. Okay, and you can write it, but it is not the best. This is not the recommended approach. Okay, you cannot put it everything in a single line. That is also possible, but that is not the right way of doing it. So this one will be more. This is the most readable one. First one is your condition. If this condition is true, then what it should do. Else, what it should do. Okay, this condition is true for those records falling in this range. For them, we give the 3% discount. With this, you can quickly understand the logic, what we understand. If you put it everything in a single line, you will not be able to. So that is the reason why we need to follow this, this standard. Okay. And if you want to go from this line to next line, you need to hold the control key and press enter. We need to hold the control key and press enter. Okay, that is how you can do it. Okay. And once you are done with this, you can click on the tick mark. And if you think, no, you don't need this one, click on the cross. Or else you keep the cursor somewhere at the end and then press enter. And in case of any error, it will display the error message. You need to fix it. In this case, we don't have any issues and everything is done. And even the column itself got created. And I'm going to click on this one. Okay, that's all. And now you understood how to use if condition. Okay, you can likewise, you can also come up with some logic. You can test it. Okay, instead of the sales amount, you check the quantity. Those people bought more than 10 or between 8 to 10, you give some discount, and 10 and above, it defines some kind of bucket. And for that bucket, you can give the different discount percentage. Instead of sales amount, if instead of going by the amount, you can also use the quantity. But in that case, the condition, you can use the quantity. Okay, the quantity is between so and so. On top of the sales amount, you need to give the discount. Okay, that one you should be very clear on that. And the next one is the important function is the switch function. This is very much important. And what I will do is I will show you here with this one. So what I am going to do is instead of using if and if else if, right, I'm going to use if the switch function. Let's see how we can use the switch, because the switch is a very simple and efficient function in DAX. So it helps us to write multiple if statements in a much simpler way. Okay, what I will do is, so in here I will go by this, we'll play around with the sales amount. Okay, and I'm going to create another column. Here I just say the sales group. I'm going to use the switch function. And here I'm going to say true. The first argument is supposed to be true here. The expression, the first argument is the expression. Here I'm going to use true here. I will show you why I'll tell you, explain you why true. And what I do is I'll press the tab and then I will keep the cursor somewhere, here, so that it will be readable. And this is the best practice. And next, what I do is I'm going to do the sales fact column. And I'm going to the sales amount. If the sales amount is greater than 0 or greater than, let's say, 0 and ampersand. I want to test two conditions. Hence, the AND condition is very much important. The AND is important here. And the sales fact, here the sales amount, I'm going to same logic. Okay, and here anything less than 400, I just say here simply, okay, here I just put it here itself for the sake of readability. Low. Okay, I'm going to create a column wherein it will hold the text value in it. With this text value, we can find out in the low, medium, high sales category, in which category the profitability is more, the margin is more. Okay. For that, we are going to create this column. Okay. Sales binning or sales group, we can do it. And next one is I just put the comma here. And then I just I hold the Alt key and then press enter. Sorry, you need to use the Alt key. You need to hold the Alt key and then press enter to come to the next line. And then here I'm going to use the same condition. The sales fact, I just copy paste this in the interest of time. Okay, I'll just put for the example sake, I just put medium. Anything falls in this range. The next one is the rest. I just say here the something like high. Rest of them you put it high. I know very well rest of them are going to be high, or ideally you can specify the condition for that also, so that there will not be any issues. I just copy paste this here, and here I just say greater than or equal to 500, and less than, you can say big value. Okay, let's say you can use some big value. This is your high. If you have any other value, you just put any not available. If you have any blank value, right? So in that kind of situation, you can put any, and then I'm going to hold the Alt key and press enter to get to the next line. I need to close this one. For switch, I use the followed by switch. I've used the open parenthesis. You need to make sure that you are closing this one. At the end, I close it. And the first argument is true here. So here, in the case of inequality check, a greater than or less than or equal sign, right? You need to use true as an expression. So that what will happen is it'll start evaluate the first condition. Okay, only then it will come inside this. It's kind of a loop, right? Only then it comes inside of this one. It comes. If you put false here, it will not come here. If you default, you put true, so that the first condition will be evaluated, and then next condition, and this one. So in this case, I'm going to click on the tick mark. Let's see what happens. Basically, I'm going to create a bucket here, bucketing column, binning column. Yes, no error, nothing. Make sure that you have low, medium, high also. These three values are there, and you can click on the drop down and see you have no any, very good. Okay, you don't have any blank values in the sales amount column. Now you understood how you can use switch function. Okay, the switch function is very simple. Otherwise, what will happen? You need to use if sales amount is greater than or equal to this one, all the things are same. And if this condition is true, do this. Again, you need to use if. And again, you need to check, again, use it. You need to use if here, multiple if here. So you don't have to use multiple if in the else and all, right? In the else, you need to use another if you want to take another, if you want to evaluate another condition. For example, if the condition is true, for example, if this condition is true, do this, put low. Else, if you need to use if function, you need to test it out. Okay, else what you need to do is you need to use if command. Instead of using multiple if with the switch function, it makes your job simpler. Okay, you don't have to put multiple if. In the case of nested if, the switch function is very much helpful. And also you can use if for checking the blank conditions also. For example, I want to create a, I'm going to create a new column wherein I want to check if any blank values are there. You can put blank. Here, I'm going to use the if condition and hold the Alt key and press enter. I want to go to the next line. And the condition here is blank. Here, where do we have blank values? Okay, here in this case is blank. I'm going to say sales fact. Okay, let me do one thing. It will be there here, right? Okay, sales fact, sales amount. If this column has a blank value, you put blank, make it blank. Else, you display the values as it is. If the sales amount column have any blank values, okay, empty values, you replace it with blank. Else, you can keep the values as it is. That is what this logic says. Press enter. We don't have any blank value. If you see here, we don't see any blank value here, then it is good. You can try this logic. So I will share this one without fail now itself. As soon as the session is over, I'll share this file because you need this one. And yes, Sri, I will share the visualization also sometime tomorrow morning. Okay. Without fail, I'll do that. Don't worry. And also, you can use switch function in different way also. So this is the switch function. And here in this case, we've used true condition here, true function as part of the expression, the first argument. What I will do is this time I'm going to select click on the new column. We have something called location key here. So wherever the location key is BLR, Pune, right? Give the detailed name. So I'm going to say the location name column. So I'm going to create the location name here itself. For this, what I do is I'm going to use the switch function. In this case, what I am going to do is I'm going to simply say the location key. The first argument is location key. If the location key is going to be BLR, so let me, sorry, I press some key here. Mistakenly, I pressed some other key. Okay, once again here. Okay, I did not complete this one. Okay, and I press enter. Okay, that's the problem. Okay, location key here. What I do is if the location key is BLR. So what I am going to do is here Bangalore, and then comma, and then the same thing, the sales fact. Here, if it is going to be other thing, else Pune, it will be Pune. The next one is the Hyderabad. In this case, I did not use true function. If you want to map some value, okay, you can directly use the column name here. Even in this case, the beauty here is, yeah, so, okay, here I don't have to use the sales fact each and every time. You can put it this. The first argument is your column name itself. Let me see if this is going to, I think it shows some error here. Because I pressed enter mistakenly before even completing the entire thing. Yes, it is correct. Very good. See, it's so beautiful, right? You don't have to write, you don't have to put a location key every now and then. In the case of mapping, this kind of encoding, okay, in the data scientists, they use the term encoding. Don't get confused with the DAX encoding with this, this term encoding. This encoding is related to data science. Data scientists, they use the term called encoding. What they do is instead of using the bigger value, they'll use something like smaller value. In this case, for demonstration purpose, you can not only use the switch function for the numeric column, text column also you can use it. In the case of text column, the first argument, you can specify the column name itself. Here we are doing some kind of encoding. Wherever BLR is there, you replace that value by Bangalore in a new column called location name. And it is mom here. Here the mom will get replaced by Mumbai, something like that. And the same thing you can try it out. So here the first argument is not true function. Look here the Mumbai. So this is the another way of using the switch function. And then what you do is you can just close this. You can extend it by putting other countries also. Chennai is not there. You can open it and put it for Chennai. And then next, I will show you, sorry, and new column. I'm going to click on the new column here. Here I will show you the in function. Okay, in function, how to use in function. Logical in example. I'm going to use the function here, and I just press the Alt key and then the Enter. And there, for example, just for demonstration purpose, there are some scenarios you want to do some kind of encoding like location key in. Look here, I have used the in here, and then followed by the in, you need to use the curly braces, BLR, and comma here. Let's say you have Pune. Let's say your customer wants to do encoding. So wherever Bangalore is there, you can create a new column. There you put one for Bangalore. For those records belongs to Bangalore location. For those records belongs to Pune location. In the new column, you put two. Okay. They won't do some kind of encoding. With this, they will do something else. So in this case, what happens is if the location key, first it goes and checks the if condition. If the location key is Bangalore, for those records, it will put one in the new column, logical in example. For those records that belongs to Pune location, it will put two in this one. Now you will be asking, what is the purpose of doing this? This is kind of an encoding. In case of any mapping, you need to do that. This is kind of a mapping for Bangalore. For all the Bangalore records, you put one. Map the Bangalore value by one. Okay. And some cases, what they do is instead of Bangalore, you map that with BLR. Or some cases, BLR, you map that with this one. Okay. And here, look here, so instead of using switch, you can use in also. Okay. In also here, you can use that way also. Okay. You can use the same thing to create this column also. And the next one is we will see what are the other functions. The in, not function, or function, or is pipe symbol, double pipe, and switch function. We already seen it. These two are Boolean data type. Okay, and yeah, next one is the information functions. Okay, before that we will check the if error. If error we did not see it, and I'm going to create a new column to demonstrate how to use the if error. Error handling. Okay, is error example. If error, you have something called if error functions of value, comma value error. Here the value is, let's say, sales amount. Anything divided by 0, what will it give? 0 divided by anything is 0. Anything divided by 0 is your infinity. So wherever you get infinity, it will throw an error. If you have 0 in the denominator for a numeric value, it will throw an error because it is an infinity. So what you do is to handle that error. Okay, don't throw an error. Instead, if you find anything 0 in the denominator, don't throw error. Instead, you can put this value. Later point in time, you need to go and check in, for those records marked as 49, that requires further investigation. Why? It marked it as a 49. So you know very well the logic, because for those records, the denominator 0 came in. Hence, we flagged those records as 49. You need to check why 0. So here I just put 0 directly here. Some cases in the formula, right? Sales amount divided by, or the profit divided by sales amount, or the sales amount by profit. If you put it, the profit, 0 profit, the denominator in the column, you will have 0 for that specific record. It will throw an error. You need to handle that. You need to handle the error to avoid the error. Okay. Error, it's not that avoiding the error. We are preventing the error. If you don't prevent the error, what will happen is while loading the data, it will fail. I don't want the data load to fail. Even if there is a problem with the data, you continue loading the data. But for those problem like this, problem records, you replace it with 49. I will handle it later point in time. That's it. Is error, sales amount is 0. Look here, okay, each and every record it checks, right? It gives me 999. But here in the denominator, you are not supposed to put 0. You can use some column name here, profit or something like that. Here we don't have the profit. First, we will create a column for profit also, and then we will check it out. That is your conditional column. The calculated column. I just click on the new column here now. I'm going to create a new column by the name of cost of goods sold. And in this case, what I do is the cost price into the quantity. And then you can create another column called profit. The sales amount sales amount minus the cost of goods, that will give you the profit. You just let's think that way, okay? But if you see in the real-time scenario, the cost of goods, it's a big formula. We already created the COGS, cost of goods column. So this is how you can create the new column, the derived column. These are the derived columns. In this case, if I go back here, if I put profit here, circular dependency, would it give any circular dependency error? Because this column was derived, okay, that is derived by another column. And here we don't see anything here. Is error? Example, nothing is there, right? So wherever, if you find anywhere the 99, we don't see 99 here, very good. So none of the places we have 0 here, okay? And it is showing, yeah, this is this, just a formula here, okay? You don't rationalize this, okay? Just for demonstration purpose, I used it. So with the intention of checking whether the profit column, any specific record has 0 in it, it will throw an error. So instead, don't throw an error, put 49, but we don't see 49 here. We can ignore it, okay? So now we understood how to use this function at high level, right? These are the basic things. And similarly, you can check is empty. Okay, is empty, the table expression. In the case of a table, you can use is empty. And the column is blank, you can use it. Is logical. Is that a logical column? True or false? In that kind of situation, you can use this one. Is text, is non-text. Is number. These are pretty straightforward. I just show you with one example. I'm going to create a new column here. What happened? It is not creating something. Okay. It is always good. You can use Control S so that you will not miss out anything. Here, we want to check this one. Yes, non-text. Okay, and what I will is non-text example. I'm going to use non-text. The values, I'm going to check the quantity column, whether the quantity column has any. Is that a non-text column, which means is that a numeric value? It should return true. It is not a text, right? We are just checking, is this a non-text? Yes, it is true. It is non-text. It is a numeric column. It has a numeric values in it. It's true. Similarly, you can check, is that a column, text data type or something? Programmatically, you want to check, okay? If you want to do some automation, you can programmatically check, is this column having the text value, or is that column has a number data type, number value? If that is not number, if it will return true, it will return false. If the numeric column has text value in it, for those records it return false. So with that, you can understand this column is having the text value in it. We need to change the text to number, something like that. Okay. So now you understood how to use the logical function as well as the information function. As part of the logical function, I've used the equal sign and all, equal and greater than, or comparison operators and arithmetic operators also I've used it. And though I did not use all the arithmetic operator, I've used the basic one, the multiplication, subtraction, right? So those things, I covered it. With this, I think you can go ahead and implement some complex logic. So when I explain you the project, right, at the end of this one, you can practice on that time so that it will help you to apply all these functions there, almost all the functions.